So I want to talk about taking advice from other people, and more specifically, taking advice from people that talk to you about nutrition. So I have a few suggestions or things to keep in mind when talking with other people and those people give you health information. So for example, if somebody's giving you health information and they're drinking soda, um, they're probably not someone you want to get your information from. It's better to get your information from someone that actually practices what they preach. A lot of people have all of this head knowledge, but they don't ever put it into practice. So it doesn't matter, like how much these people think that they know. If they're not following what they're talking about, they're not going to have much of an impact on helping people become healthier. And I make sure that I always, try to practice what I preach. So if I say that I drink green smoothies, I better be drinking green smoothies. If I say I'm eating bananas, I better be eating my bananas. If I say that I'm not eating meat or drinking dairy, I better not be eating meat or drinking dairy. And if you are serious about what you're telling people and you practice what you preach and you set the example, then other people will take you more seriously. But if you don't, I will laugh. I will laugh at people that tell me all of the stuff that they think that they know, and yet sit in front of me and be drinking a soda and claim that, that they know all this stuff about health. Yeah, you can know a whole lot about health, but that doesn't mean that you're healthy. And and that doesn't mean that you're really helping other people either. I figure you're going to help more people if you'd actually practice what you preach. So I try to take, I listen to people that actually practice what they preach. And so I make sure that I get good information from people that actually, are getting results. And you don't always, look at the appearance of a person to decide whether or not, that their information is truthful or not. Because it's not always, a black and white thing. You gotta use a lot of wisdom. You gotta be very discerning when trying to figure out if someone's giving you good information or not. And the thing is, if they give you good information and then you take that information and apply it to your life and you don't get results, it's probably time to move on, and find something else that works for you. So, yeah. And here's another thing to keep in mind. A lot of people, say, well, I went to school. I went to school to take nutrition, and I learned everything in the textbook, and therefore that makes me, a spokesperson for nutrition, So, but it's textbook. It's not experience. I haven't gone to college or anything like that. Now, granted, there are certain things that I probably have no idea, and I've never learned before that were in the textbook. But the thing is, the things that I do know are very beneficial and can really help people overcome their diseases. Because nutrition is really, if you really think about it, nutrition is really common sense. If someone is, connected with nature, if someone is health conscious, if someone's not part of this world, then it's not going to be very hard for them to know what they should eat and what they should avoid. But people that are still, blind to reality and they just follow the crowd and do what everybody else does, those people, it's going to be hard for those people, to become healthier, to overcome their diseases. You know, people that think that eating food consists of, eating microwave meals, drinking cow's milk. Cow's milk is for a baby cow. We don't see human, or we don't see mother cows drinking on the breasts of women, because that mother cow knows that milk is for its baby calf. But yeah, humans, they think that they gotta drink milk from a cow, and it's not even, that milk's not even tailored to our human body, and it causes all sorts of problems. And people just drink it because, well, they might enjoy the taste. And yeah, milk tastes good, and meat certainly tastes good. But is 10 minutes or 5 or 10 minutes worth of eating those things worth a lifetime of disease, or perhaps getting a disease? Or suffering with some chronic problem or health condition, growing up, I always had like sore throats, and I'd get the cold a lot, and I had stomach problems, I had anxiety disorder, panic disorders. That's right, I had panic attacks when I was younger, and I even went to the emergency room. And a lot of it was because of my diet. Now that I know all of this stuff, I realized that a lot of this stuff was because of what I was eating and drinking. So I understand where people come from, and it is hard. Those foods are addictive. They're very addictive. Milk is addictive. Meat is addictive. But we don't need those foods. And we'd do a lot better off without those foods. And that's the bottom line truth. And it doesn't matter what the textbook says, or when they say, well, you need to eat 4 or 5 food groups. You need to drink your milk to have strong bones, and you need to eat your meat for protein. That's ridiculous. That's just so that the dairy and the meat industries can benefit. We don't need to consume meat and dairy. We can get our calcium from green leafy vegetables, or fruit even has calcium. I think every food has a little bit of calcium, but the thing is, and then the protein, better to get your protein directly from the earth. That way, and basically, if you're eating like mostly raw food, you're getting 100% bioavailable protein that hasn't been damaged by heat. How is it that, I don't consume any meat. I don't eat meat. Meat's not for me. I choose not to eat meat. And yet, I'm strong. I'm strong. I'm very strong. And I can do a day's work. I can exercise. And I don't need to eat meat to feel strong or to grow muscles. And maybe my thing's not building big muscles. Maybe that's not for me. Maybe I'm not so vain to think that I need to be big and bulky. Maybe I'm comfortable in my own body. And a lot of people aren't. A lot of people are trying to reach, this certain look, or this certain level of, muscularity, if you will, to think that, it will make them better, or maybe they think that it would impress girls more. Without really thinking about the damage that they're doing by creating these humongous muscles and stuff. What good is having a humongous body and these huge, muscles, when the foods that you're consuming to create this are doing internal damage to your kidneys and your liver and your colon, only to feel sick and overweight and out of energy when you're in your 30s, 40s, or 50s. you know. I know because my brothers used to bodybuild and they're big guys. But you know, now that they're older now, like in their late 30s and stuff, you know, they've lost a lot of their muscle. Because once you create all of this stuff on your, you know, all this extra weight and stuff that you put on your body, if you don't maintain it and you don't continue to work out, it can go really fast, and then it's hard for them to lose weight. So, you know, better to create muscle from the ground up, you know, do it with plants. Because that way, it's superior, you know? But I think people need a different outlook, too, on nutrition. You know, eat for purposes of nutrition. Don't eat for purposes of taste. And don't eat for purposes of doing what everybody else does. Don't eat for purposes of trying to fit in. I mean, sure, it's great to hang out with your friends and stuff, you know? But if they can't understand that you choose to eat differently, then they're not much of your friend. You know? At least that's what I think. And again, this is what I think and what I feel. This is just a video to share, you know, my opinion and stuff. So the bottom line of this video is basically take advice from people that, you know, actually practice what they preach and are getting results. And sometimes too,